Good morning. Welcome to this moment of insight once again. I am Nazarene, your favorite host. We've been looking at quite a good number of topics and concepts that are of great importance to our advancement and our onward move in life. And today I want to quickly address you or bring to our understanding a few things that we've not talked about before. Some of you in the last video you watched, we were talking about our mindset, the way we perceive life, and the way we also welcome situations and circumstances that life profiles onto us. But today I quickly want to talk to you on your expression and your confession. Your expression and your confession. And I want you to quickly know that your facial expression, as the cliche rightly put, is a picture of a heart. That holds up to 80%. Yes, sometimes the truth of the matter is that your facial expression depicts a whole lot about the picture of your heart. Although we know we have sometimes people who actually resort to pretense and try to fake up maybe a kind of a beautiful countenance, put up smiles and a bright face, but that may not really depict this picture of their heart, especially when they are tending towards mischief or trying to deceive people around their environment. But this morning I want you to know that your facial expression sometimes, and a good number of percentage, has a connection with the picture of your heart. Remember, I've always brought this to you from the biblical point of view, because the scriptures happens to be the compass of anyone that wants to navigate through any aspect of life. And that's why I will not fail to still point you a little to the scripture, and from there I drive home my message. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 19, the scripture says, I set before you this day life and death. And it goes on to say, but I counsel you, choose life. And the reason why he says you choose life is that so that you and your seed, your offspring, that is maybe well with you. But I just got to realize that in that particular scripture, the choice of choosing life or death was actually in our own hands. God will not make a choice for any man until a man gets to a point where he could fully. There are certain aspects of life where a man is responsible in making the choice, especially as it concerns the entry point. You will make a choice to get yourself aligned with the Lord. You make a choice to yield totally to Him. Only then that choice will not become a factor to keep you subjected and submitting to His own wills and caprices. That choice to submit to Him will also give birth to another opportunity of having Him now choose for you. You know why? You've laid down the ultimate choice of giving all to Him and accepting His lordship and totality. And when you accept His lordship and authority over your life, then He can actually begin to make choices for you. But you see, the choice of life, he that has Christ has everything and has eternal life. And so that choice begins with you. When you must have made that choice, then the rest of that choice will actually become a function of what He says and what He leads, and as you follow through, you keep enjoying the dividend of that choice. So I want you to quickly know that, as it's clearly stated, that the power of life and death, they still lie in the tongue. And I got to begin to wonder, something so unique about the tongue is that when an individual passes on, let's say in the course of death situations, and they die, the tongue is so much in haste to decay. Yet, as small as it is, during the person's lifetime, it commanded a whole lot of results, positive or negative. An experiment was carried out scientifically. Two plants were planted in separate beakers or in a jar, and this scientist who was performing the experiment, who was trying to actually engage the power of words, sound codes. You know, in the course of creation, there are sounds that were imputed in every artifact and element of life. In fact, that's why as you clap, sounds are produced. As you talk, sounds are produced. When God was creating and fabricating all of the universe, sounds were actually fabricated into all of them, including you and I. That's why we also respond and react to sounds, sound codes, very important. And so in the course of this experiment, he had these two plants. He spoke every morning positive, good words to this other plant. He kept speaking about the fact that you will grow well, you will bear forth fruit, you will blossom like the rose, your leaves will never grow dry. And to this other one, he kept speaking negatively. He kept demeaning, derogatory statements. Soon you wither, you dry up. And in the moment of time, after a while, some days, he discovered, I tell you about a real life experience, that the plant that kept having positive statements, positive confessions towards it, actually was blossoming, was doing well. And the other was actually getting a little bit down, getting depreciated, withering, and it was wonderful to realize that even the plants and the grasses in the fields also responds to sounds. Now think about it yourself. What have you been speaking concerning yourself? Just in reference to the previous video where I told you, all you think, your thought actually begins with, or your actions begins with your thought, and the quality of your life is a function of your thought. Can I tell you too that in a continuity to that, your thought also actually gave birth to your confessions, and your expressions too are also a resultant effect of the kind of thought you have. Some persons, each time you look at them, they are looking as though life is so much so hard on them. Of course, sometimes you can pass through some hard times in life, but not on anyone. Life, I've not selected an individual and I've chosen to make life so miserable. No, not at all. And in the process of time, as you realize that I am just passing through, I'm passing by, you will learn to appreciate the process. You will learn to enjoy the process, because the day of success, what will actually validate and make your success story worthwhile will be those periods of tough and rough moments, those trees of failures you pass through on the way to success. The scripture says too that as a man thinketh, so he is. And let me add to that, that as you think, so you will speak, and so your expression will give a full picture to that which you are thinking, because out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. And in all we do, until our confessions and our expressions are synchronizing to the reality of what our life ought to be, we will still find ourselves not yet living worthwhile or striking a chord in the realms of our existence. In the course of time, I got to realize that yes, it's I want to bring a little analogy here. Physiologically, I want to speak to you. After an experiment or a research, we got to discover that 54% of your muscles are expended just to put up a moment of frown. But then, just 4% only are expended just to put up a smile. So as you smile, there is just an addition of 4% muscles. As you frown, as you get angry, 54% are expended, they go down. And do you know, some persons are having ulcer today, not because they were exposed to certain kinds of drugs, not because they are given to consuming food with so much pepper intake, not because there was a physiological accident that probably caused a sore, but anger. And that anger has so affected the walls of the intestine. And of course, when you get angry, there is this color change that slightly happens, and the intestines, the walls, they turn from pink to red. It can become so tender that any form of puncture by the warmth within, it could actually cause a lacerative hole, and ulcer can begin from that. I want to quickly adjourn you and encourage you that until your confession, you confess good about yourself, you speak good about yourself, you are a parent, why call your children bad names? Say, you will never do well, I know, you are a dolly, and just before you know it, they begin to behave like dollies and never do well, and you're wondering what has gone wrong, what's happened to my child. No, trace back to your confessions about that child, trace back to the things you ever thought about the child. The seeds you sow, they are quickly coming back, and you are gradually seeing the fruit. And so we must begin to sow the right seeds, sow the right seeds of the right words, the right thought, the right expression. One thing the devil doesn't want you to know is that he doesn't want you to know that even him is not aware of your thoughts. Yes, he doesn't know what you're thinking about. His advantage is in the product of what you have said. And so when you alter some particular words, he takes advantage of it. He has said things are hard. Let's enforce hardness. But what you're thinking, he doesn't know. How I wish you think much better, think positive, think Christ, think the picture God has about you, and say it out, give it, express it. But even the devil himself, even the challenges of life, you wonder, this individual, doesn't he get tired? Isn't he feeling the pressure of the things you are putting through? He looks so cheerful, he looks so relaxed. And they will know you have discovered the system and the technology in God that keeps a man happy all day long. Paul the apostle, while he was writing to the church in Philippi, that is the book of Philippians, he told them, rejoice. Again I say rejoice. Not just rejoice, and again I say it, rejoice. And I try to wonder, these people would have been thinking, Paul the apostle was in the prison at this time, things weren't looking so awesome well, but he was writing to encourage them, let joy become the order of the day. And when you see joy in your life, you will see yourself even blessing others. I remember an experience I had some time ago during my days as an undergraduate student. And the first day I got on campus, I was a little bit stranded. I had no place to lay my head for that night. I just arrived at campus, wasn't having enough cash to even access probably a mini accommodation, and I hadn't friends around that I could actually say, okay, let me pitch up with them. So I was seated under a particular tree until it was evening, and I was still thinking, how would I go tonight? Where will I pass the night? And a young man walked up to me and he was asking, please, can you direct me to the student affairs department of the school? Probably he thought I was an older student, and he was a freshman too, just as I am. And I said, okay, I'll offer to help. I do not know the location, but let me lead you around and help you find student affairs. And he was so grateful for such acts of kindness and gesture. And in the process, I think that was almost 9 p.m. And I asked him, why are you looking for student affairs by this time of the day? I was thinking these offices open only in the daytime, and they also run in the night, and what's bringing you down there? He said, I'm a freshman, I have no accommodation, I'm a little bit stranded, and I got to know that the Dean of the Student Affairs has promised to grant temporary accommodation to freshmen who are stranded for the next 3 days so they can make proper arrangement for their own accommodation. And I said, I too am also in such category. I have no place to lay down my head. My bag is still at the tree where he met me. And he was like, but you are looking so much bothered. I said, you see, life already brings a lot of challenges, and so we do not respond to life oftentimes the way life comes. The worries and anxieties wouldn't help, but In the midst of my own challenges, I forfeited that. There was a joy that was beyond the situation. And can I tell you an acronym I use for that word joy? JOY. Jesus first, others second, then why? Yourself last. If you can put Christ first, you remember what he has said about you and what he asked you to do and what he demands of you, you will ever remain joyful. If you put others second too, and you want to ensure you put smile on their faces, I tell you, you remain joyful. Because when you have done the J and the O, the Y, which is yourself, you will find yourself satisfied in life. So that was how I got my accommodation that night, and for the next 3 nights, and things went on well. So I want to end this short section by quickly encouraging you. Let your confession and let your expression always give birth to a desired result. Do not just feel like, yes, I must tell everyone I'm not happy about this. You can express your displeasure, but we don't make it a way of life. Express displeasure and yet return back to living the right and the joyous kind of daily life. Speak positive. Wake up every morning. You tell yourself, I am born to succeed. Yes, these words I speak to you of things I've practiced and I've done them time without numbers, and sometimes as I speak the things I look forth and I'm speaking into my life, because our words are seed and we are sowing these seeds into the future. Our lives are soil, our words are the seeds. As we sow the seed into the soil of our life, we will see great things come to pass. And let me also say, it's not just enough not to say negative words. If you keep quiet, negative things could still come, because there is always a farmer who is wanting to sow. And so if you don't sow, another farmer will sow on the soil of your life. Remember the parable of the sower. And while men slept, may you not sleep from sowing into your life. Keep sowing, keep sowing, keep sowing until it is harvest time. Do not give room for the man who will come to sow tares, because there are spaces they have seen. Do not give room for life to sow tares. Sow positively, confess positively, speak of your expectations. God has said, my thoughts are to give you a future hoped for. You speak about the future hoped for. You speak about your expectations. Today I expect to be blessed. Today I expect that great men mention my name. Today I expect that people begin to place a demand upon the grace of God over my life, upon the skills that the Lord has endowed me with. Today I expect that as I walk out, I will have a collision course with my destiny helpers. Today I expect that I will be exalted and I will be honored. Let your expectations always be on your checklist, and as you go by, you are observing to see if manifestations are already coming. And if they are not, keep sowing. You do not sow today and reap today. You sow today and you water, you tend it, and when it is time for harvest, you'll be glad of what you've sown. Today we bring this section to a close. Don't forget to drop your comments, your commendations, your contributions or questions at the comment box. And like I said, we are trusting to make this a periodic release, so do well to give us a thumbs on the like button, that's on the bell, and subscribe on this channel for other updates. Now goodbye, and do have a great day ahead. Bye.
For further videos, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep yourself updated with Moment of Insight with Nazarene. Thank you. See you next time.